In 2015, Emirates pushed Airbus hard for a new fuel-efficient A380neo to keep the super jumbo alive, but Airbus said no. Why would they turn down their biggest customer, risking billions in the future of the world's largest passenger jet? In this video, we'll break down why Airbus walked away, what was happening in the market, and why even Emirates couldn't save the A380. Let's get into it. In the early 2000s, Airbus decided it was time to revolutionize the aviation industry forever. They rolled out the Airbus A380, the largest passenger airliner in the world. It soon got fame with the name the Super Jumbo Jet, with its first test flight taking off on April 27, 2005 from Toulouse, France. This wasn't just another plane, it was a mighty dream coming to reality in the shape of the largest commercial flying passenger aircraft. Airbus believed that airports were becoming too crowded, and the only way to fix that was to carry more people per flight. Enter the A380, a full double-deck wide-body aircraft capable of seating up to 850 passengers, challenging Boeing's long reign with the 747. More importantly, the Airbus came fully prepared. According to British Airways, despite the A380's humongous size, it came with lower community noise and essentially lesser carbon emissions per passenger than the Boeing 747-400. This was astonishing as it managed to achieve such a remarkable feat despite providing 50% more floor space and 60% more headroom. The ambition was clear. Airbus wanted to shake up the status quo. The A380 wasn't just about size, it was about comfort, innovation, and setting its own bar for passenger experience, in particular for a target group of people who had a liking for luxury. With wider seats, spacious aisles, and room for in-flight lounge and bars, it promised travelers a level of comfort unheard of on long-haul flights. Technologically, the A380 was a marvel, using advanced materials like composites and titanium to reduce weight and increase fuel efficiency despite its enormous size. It was a bold bet, requiring airports worldwide to make adjustments to the runways, taxiways, and gates to accommodate its massive wingspan and weight, but Airbus was all in. As airlines started placing orders, the buzz was undeniable. Singapore Airlines and Emirates were among the first to see the A380 as more than just a plane. It was a statement and perhaps the perfect choice to position the airliners as the best in creating passenger experiences. For these airlines, the Airbus A380 also came with a massively rewarding opportunity to establish high-capacity travel among the most established cities of the world. Overall, the A380's addition to their fleets was the perfect way to tell the world they were dedicated to elevating comfort, capacity, while being ambitious about the future of air travel. Emirates, in particular, saw the A380 as the backbone of its vision. Operating from Dubai, a city positioned perfectly between east and west, Emirates turned the A380 into its flagship, ordering 123 units, making it the largest operator of the aircraft by a huge margin. For Emirates, the A380 was a perfect fit for its hub-and-spoke model, connecting passengers from around the globe through Dubai efficiently while offering them an unmatched in-flight experience. What set Emirates apart was how it turned the A380 into a flying luxury hotel. Passengers could take a shower at 40,000 feet, enjoy a drink at an onboard bar, or simply relax in wider, more comfortable seats. This was all part of Emirates' brand, which became deeply tied to the A380's image. The airline's commitment to the aircraft allowed Airbus to fine-tune its performance, achieving operational reliability over 99% for a four-engine aircraft. Thus a testament to the shared vision between Airbus and Emirates. At the heart of this vision was Tim Clark, who saw the A380 as the key to turning Dubai into the global aviation hub of the future. He understood that Dubai's unique geographic position could connect passengers from every continent, and with the A380's capacity, this vision became a reality. But for Clark, this wasn't about hype or quick wins. It was a carefully planned long-term strategy to diversify Dubai's economy and position it as a leader in global connectivity, creating jobs, attracting investment, and showcasing the city's ability to think big. The A380 wasn't just an aircraft, it was a dream of limitless skies, with Emirates as the kingdom that brought that dream to life. By the mid-2010s, Emirates was not ready to let the A380 fade away quietly. They saw the A380 as their flagship, the pride of their skies, and a tool that turned Dubai into a buzzing global hub. But there was a problem that even their prestige could not cover. The A380, with all its glory, was a gas guzzler. It was expensive to run, and in a world where fuel costs could make or break airlines, it was not sustainable. Emirates wanted the A380 to evolve. They asked Airbus for a new version, the A380neo. The Neo meant new engines, aerodynamic tweaks, and cabin upgrades to improve efficiency. Emirates believed that this was the answer to keep the superjumbo relevant for decades. They envisioned an aircraft that would cut fuel burn, reduce emissions, and keep their costs in check while offering passengers the luxury they expected. Airbus listened, but it wasn't that simple. The market was shifting fast. Airlines were moving to twin-engine jets like the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350, which were cheaper to operate and offered flexibility. The A380 needed specific infrastructure and carried risks that many airlines were unwilling to make. Airbus had already invested heavily in the original A380, and the sales were not enough to cover those massive costs. Emirates pushed hard. They believed in the A380 and saw it as essential to their future. Tim Clark, the president of Emirates, saw the A380 as a critical part of Dubai's future as a global connector. Emirates argued that the A380neo would address the fuel efficiency issues, keep passenger experience unmatched, and allow them to continue building on what they had created. Airbus considered it, even introducing the A380 Plus with winglets and interior changes, but these were minor tweaks, not the revolution Emirates wanted. Developing a new engine option would require massive investment, coordination with engine makers, and time that Airbus did not have. The demand was just not there beyond Emirates, and the risk was too high. In the end, Emirates' push for the A380neo was a last stand for a dream. It was a power play from a loyal customer asking their supplier to defy the market reality. Before we reveal what was the decision of Airbus upon Emirates' request for A380neo, why don't you like and subscribe to our channel? We post videos on aviation every week. But Airbus, looking at the future, could not take that gamble. The world was moving on, and even the biggest supporter of the A380 could not save it alone. The A380 was already a beast of ambition, but it was also a beast of cost. Building it had drained Airbus of over $30 billion. Delivery delays was another major challenge Airbus had to face. Wiring delays and technical challenges caused significant cost overruns and delivery penalties. Many airports had to upgrade their infrastructure, including wider taxiways, reinforced runways, and modified gates to handle the A380's massive size. Sure, it was majestic, but it was expensive. Now, Emirates wanted Airbus to double down, to spend billions more on new engines and aerodynamic tweaks, all while the rest of the industry is shifting hard toward twin-engine jets like the 787 and A350? These planes sip fuel while the A380 gulps it, and airlines are noticing. The hub-and-spoke dream the A380 was built for? It's fading, replaced by point-to-point flights and smaller flexible jets that don't need 500 people to make a route profitable. Airbus was stuck. On one side, Emirates, its biggest A380 customer, waved potential orders like a carrot. On the other side, reality. The market for a reimagined superjumbo just wasn't there. Airlines didn't want 4 engines anymore. They wanted efficiency, lower operating costs, environmental wins, and route flexibility. Even with Emirates' commitment, Airbus couldn't justify spending billions for a single customer. One Airbus exec put it bluntly, "We can't build an aircraft for one customer." Those words shifted the power dynamic. For years, Emirates had dictated the A380's lifeline. Now, Airbus was reclaiming control, facing the cold truth that the A380's future didn't align with the future of aviation. It was more than a business decision, it was the end of an era. A slap of reality for a carrier that built its brand around the A380's grand promise. Airbus, bleeding money and watching demand vanish, had to walk away from its most loyal customer. The A380 assembly line slowed, orders dried up, and the dream dimmed. But in that no, Airbus made a choice for survival, pivoting toward aircraft the market actually wanted. It was a painful decision, but one that changed the game forever. And that's the moment the superjumbo's fate was sealed, not by the skies it once ruled, but by the market that moved on without it. The moment Airbus announced it would end the A380 production in 2021 felt like the end of an era. This jumbo jet, once a symbol of ambition, faced a reality check as the world around it changed. In February 2019, Airbus confirmed what many feared. The A380's journey would soon be over, with the last deliveries set for 2021. Emirates, the biggest backer of the superjumbo, had reduced its orders, leaving Airbus with no choice. Without enough demand, even a masterpiece can become a burden. For 14 years, the A380 connected major global hubs with unmatched capacity. Yet the rise of efficient twins like the Boeing 787 and Airbus's own A350 and A330neo reshaped the market. Airlines no longer wanted to risk flying a half-empty giant when they could operate a smaller, fuel-efficient plane profitably. The dream of the A380 remained, but its practical reality faded into a world prioritizing flexibility and lower costs. Meanwhile, Emirates, a symbol of the A380's glory, began adjusting its fleet strategy. The airline placed orders for 65 Airbus A350-900s and started weaving them into its network, flying to cities like Mumbai, Edinburgh, and Lyon. Emirates also restructured its Boeing 787 orders, shifting from 30 787-9s to a mix of 20 787-8s and 15 787-10s, tailoring its fleet to match demand and efficiency. It wasn't just about reducing size, it was about maximizing opportunity on routes where the A380's bulk wasn't practical. The shift wasn't limited to Emirates alone. Airbus itself turned its focus to the A350 for long-haul dominance and the A321XLR for point-to-point efficiency. The A350, with its long range and lower fuel burn, became the star for connecting major hubs on high-demand routes. The A321XLR, on the other hand, could be a quiet revolution, allowing airlines to fly direct on thinner routes previously only possible with wide-body jets. Imagine flying from Boston to Athens without a layover on a single-aisle jet, with better economics for airlines and more direct choices for passengers. This transition reflects a broader industry trend, the slow fade of four-engine jets as twin-engine efficiency took over. Technological advancements made twin engines powerful and reliable enough to handle routes once reserved for giants like the A380 and 747. With better fuel economy, lower maintenance costs, and the ability to adapt to shifting passenger demand, twin-engine jets became the preferred choice for airlines worldwide. Airports that once upgraded gates to welcome the A380 now watch them parked in desert storage, while sleek A350s and A321XLRs will roll out of assembly lines ready to serve the new era. The power dynamic shifted. Airbus reclaimed control of its future by focusing on aircraft that aligned with market realities, while Emirates adapted, embracing change to maintain its dominance. In the end, the A380 was a beautiful chapter, but the industry moved forward, choosing versatility and efficiency over size. The sky, once ruled by giants, now belongs to the agile, proving that even in aviation, evolution is the only constant. The A380 was a marvel, but it arrived at the wrong moment. This giant was born to rule crowded skies, but the world changed before it could truly conquer them. The plan was simple: connect big cities with big planes and move thousands in one go. But people wanted something else. Airlines began to see the beauty of smaller planes flying directly to more cities. The hub-and-spoke dream turned into a point-to-point reality. And just as the A380 was spreading its wings, the world faced the 2008 financial crisis. Travel demand sank. Airlines struggled to fill the A380's many seats. Meanwhile, new players entered the stage. Aircraft like the Boeing 777 and Airbus A350 offered airlines flexibility and impressive fuel savings. They didn't need 4 engines to cross oceans anymore. 2 engines could do it cheaper, cleaner, and with fewer empty seats. The A380's large frame came with large bills. Operating costs were another hurdle. More engines meant more fuel and more maintenance. The promise of moving many passengers came at a price airlines found hard to pay. Airbus, with all its ambitions, may have misread the future. They bet big on a sky filled with giants, but the world wanted something leaner and faster. Even so, the A380 was a technological wonder. It gave passengers quiet cabins, spacious seats, and flying experience like no other. But the skies moved on, and the A380 was left as a beautiful reminder of a different vision for aviation. In the end, Airbus made the hard call. It was better to stop than to keep pushing a dream into a shrinking market. But as the A380's story closed, Airbus planned on getting ready with new stars, the A321XLR and A350. The XLR changed the game by flying longer distances with a single-aisle body. It could fly from Boston to Rome without a problem, using less fuel and opening routes that were once impossible for narrow bodies. Airlines loved it. It meant they could offer direct flights between smaller cities without the cost of big jets. Passengers loved it too. More direct flights meant less hassle, more comfort, and more choice. Then there's the A350. Sleek, efficient, and long range, it became the favorite for airlines looking to upgrade long-haul fleets. It burns less fuel, offers passengers a comfortable ride, and lets airlines reach further destinations without breaking the bank. These two aircraft became the engines of Airbus's growth. They gave airlines the flexibility and efficiency needed in a world focused on lower emissions and cost saving. The A321XLR, set to enter service later in 2025, is expected to reshape long-distance narrow-body travel. The skies feel smaller without the A380, but aviation had to move on. Now, passengers see sleek A350s gliding through the clouds and A321XLRs connecting places the A380 could never reach. As the last A380 was delivered and parked alongside the future, one question remains: was Airbus right to say no to Emirates? Or did we lose something magical in the skies forever when they walked away from the A380neo? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.